here we go. I'm going to go live. A little more than audio. Boom. Hey everyone, now the next question is, can you see me? Dum, 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 dum. Cool, I hope this is working. It's really been like the last hour or two, I've been like crazy setting things up, but looks good so far. Is anyone there right now? Yes, people can see me, hear me, yes, yes, yes. Great, that's awesome. All right, I've opted for a little bit lower quality and better speed so I can see what you guys are writing as we go. That is awesome. At the moment, I only have my little microphone here attached to my headphones, so I'm going to have to wear my headphones. But I'm hoping to upgrade this whole setup in the future and do more live stuff, because I reckon live is the future. So, yeah. All right. How many people have we got tuned in right now? I'm just going to check it out. And hi there. Hello, Dave, Rob, Paolo, Clemens. Awesome. It's so cool to see you. Okay, I can see there's like a slight delay, but that's all right. Just bear with me. Things are a little bit slower if you're doing things live, so just stay with me. 13 people watching. That's awesome. It's cool. Super exciting. All right, I'm going to switch over to Lightroom, where I've made myself a bit of a collection, and we will talk about some of the photos I shot in Scotland. Some of them were in the episodes, some of them were not in the episodes. Some of them are in episodes to come in the future, so you get a bit of a sneak preview of what's to expect in the next few episodes, so it's pretty exciting. Also, I'm just going to plug myself here a little bit. We're going to be talking about... Yes, finally get to catch me live. Yeah, cool. So I'm a bit on a delay here. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about my newsletter. So I'm trying to build up my newsletter because I feel it's the only place where I'm not in I don't lose control. So if I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff, those numbers are great. But if YouTube or Instagram crashes tomorrow, then it's just really annoying. So I won't lose my subscribers if you sign up for my newsletter. So if you never ever want to miss out on what I'm doing, sign up for my newsletter. I've linked it down below. There's a little link in the video description. And as a little thank you for your photographers, there's a Lightroom preset. So you'll get an email with a confirmation saying, hey, thanks for subscribing, and check out the preset here. You can download it and use it in your Lightroom. It's probably one of my favorite presets. So yeah, just sign up for the newsletter whenever you feel like it. Cool, should we get going? Yes, let's get started. So like I said, just got back from Scotland. I've spent a whole week caving away here in Zagreb in Croatia, and I've been working on the episodes that I've filmed in Scotland. Lots of cool stuff. I'm really excited. I just had a lot of fun putting those episodes together, and I actually switched editing programs as well. So we started working with Final Cut Pro, and I gotta say it was a really tough learning curve to begin with, but lots of fun. Okay, I'm just gonna like every now and then jump into whatever you guys are putting into the chat and just respond to some questions if I can. Okay, first question I can see is if I've ever had the desire to shoot film or if I've done this in the past. So yes, I had the desire. I have never shot film though, and I even picked up a medium format like film camera. I played around with it. I shot one photo and then I had to give the camera back. I just borrowed it, and it just, yeah. I should probably do it. You're not a real photographer until you shoot film, I guess. But yeah, it's a very interesting. It intrigues me, but it's also a very expensive thing to do. And for the things I shoot, I feel film can make or break a shot. So on top of that, I shoot a lot of adventure, and I'm in places only once, and I just don't feel secure enough to just shoot only film. Maybe I should just double up for a while and see how it looks. Cool, yeah. Hey everyone. Thanks for tuning in, that's so awesome. All right, okay, let's jump into Lightroom and talk about some of the photos. Just so you know, once I'm in Lightroom, I can't see your questions or your chats. I'm gonna jump into Lightroom and come back to this window where you can see me talking to my computer. And that's where I can see your chat as well. So haven't quite figured it all out yet. Okay, let's jump into Lightroom, which is basically just a screen recording. So let's jump in. Boom. Okay, I've picked a whole bunch of photos today. You should probably still see me down at the bottom left, so you can still see me. I cannot see you. The chat's over the top there as well. I also can't see that at the moment, so still working on that. But yes, these are some of the photos I shot in Scotland. My computer's having a pretty hard time at the moment, but I'll go through some of those and tell you some stories and just what happened and yeah, whatever. And I'll just jump into the chat, and if you have any questions, I'll try and answer it as we go. Cool, I'm gonna try and keep this video to about 15-20 minutes in total. So we've now been going for about 5 minutes, so not a 10-15 minutes, not more than that. I don't want to steal your whole evening. All right, I'm going to jump into one of my first photos, which is one of the photos I took the first evening I arrived at the airport, and I shot this, and it's actually in the first episode as well. Maybe not this shot, but the whole series I shot there was part of that first episode where I just came up and it was just this crazy sunset snowstorm, and it looked amazing, and 2 seconds later it was just total chaos. I just didn't know what was if it was going to be any good or not, but I just decided to go for it, and I just grabbed my camera out of the little car I was staying in and just ran up the hill, and sort of got lucky. Luckily I was shooting with I had my 12-100, and I had to zoom in quite a bit to get all the sunset colors above my head, and around where I was pretty boring and flat, but the distance looked amazing. So yeah, like I also said in some of the videos and blog posts and stuff, I shot the whole trip with the 12-100. I had a few little prime lenses with me, and the intention of that was to just have some extra lenses for filming, because I had obviously 2 cameras, but the goal was to take every single photo with 1 lens. And yeah, pick the most versatile lens, and probably one of my favorite lenses at the moment, which is the 12-100 f4 IS from Olympus. Cool, I just jumped into the chat, so now I can see what you're writing, so I'm just gonna have to squint my eyes and check what you're saying. Cool, hey everyone, hey everyone who's just tuned in. Whoa. So do I always use a polarizing filter? I think I just realized something. Our chat window is not working so well. Let's do this. One more time. No. There we go. Cool, yeah, that looks better. Okay, now I can actually see what you're writing. So if I always use a polarizing filter, so do I always use a polarizing filter, yes or no? I used to really love polarizing filters, and I used to use them a lot, pretty much always constantly on the camera. Nowadays, it depends. I'll use a polarizer if I know what it's going to do for me, so I don't by default have a polarizer on my lens, but it's more something that I will do when I want to shoot water, for example, when there's a river or something like that, and I want to see right through there, or when I want to cut the glare, when I'm shooting in a wet environment, it can really make those colors like pop out again, and then I have more playroom in Lightroom once I'm playing with the edit. Okay, I'm just going to jump back into Lightroom, and we'll just continue to another photo. Stay with me. Here we go. Okay, I'm just going to go into the grid. We're not going to talk about every single one of these photos. Also, by the way, this is what it looks like when you're filming yourself driving. I just had my little wiggly tripod here. This one, I don't know if you can see it. And just squished it into the car and had my camera shaking around. But I really quickly realized that the camera was shaking too much, and the sensor stabilization couldn't keep up for the driving shots. So the first episode has some driving shots, and it's a bit of shaky, but I really didn't like it. So eventually just stopped doing it and just shot while driving with one hand, which can't recommend that. Cool, let's go back to the grid. So it's a bit of a dark shot. That was in the morning when I woke up. Freezing cold. It was -8 or -8 when I woke up. So it was a bit colder during the night as well. Crazy. But then I went out and got an amazing sunrise in Glencoe and shot this photo, which is in the episode, I believe. And yeah, I did an editing video on this one as well, which I'll probably link later down in the description. Definitely worth checking out. I think in the top right, if you press the little eye icon, you can open the cards for this video, and I put a link to the editing video. Super quick edit, and yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely worth looking into if you want to learn more about Lightroom and just how I edit. It's not really a tutorial, but more like a looking over my shoulder sort of thing. Probably one of my favorite shots of Glencoe from that morning. I shot a few, but that one I really took the time to compose that shot and get my foreground right and sort of get all the elements in the shot. Spent quite a bit of time getting it right, but it was great. I had the whole morning to myself. It was really quiet besides the road on the side, but it was just nice. And the river was just frozen enough to step on most of the ice. I didn't risk too much. Okay, I'll move on to one shot that surprisingly just yeah, I don't know. I shot this photo not expecting it would, be a popular photo or people would enjoy it or it'd be anything special, because the wildlife was so tame. They were just hanging out. A farmer put some salt here. You can't actually see it, I think. And he put it out. So I think they've deforested a lot of the forests, and the animals are a little bit confused. And they don't really have a home anymore, so they're all over the place. They're on the roads, they're just on the side of the road, and yeah, I saw maybe 30, 40 deer on my morning there, and yeah, I think people are taking care of them, but they're very confused, that's for sure. And I could have probably touched him. He was so calm, probably licking the salt and being happy about that too. But this is literally on the side of the road. If you can see the line across the back here, that's the road. I just drove past and then got out and shot him. And what was really cool about this shot is I didn't have to zoom in, so it really feels like a personal shot. If we check the settings of this, it's loading. If we check the settings, so I shot this at 24 mil, so it's not fully wide shot, but that's pretty wide if you're shooting wildlife. But I also shot, like, he had some friends hanging out, and I shot some of those, and they went down low and got the foreground blur and all that stuff. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna jump into this and make a quick transition. Yeah, I think oh, my chat just died. Yes, oh, it's back. Okay, great. Yeah, so I think the reason why this wildlife shot is so good is because the animal was so close, and you really know that it's not a zoomed in shot. There's like this moment between the photo where the photographer, myself, and the animal. It's really like he's looking at me, and that's because I'm actually so close to him. He doesn't feel like he's being observed. He's just accompanying this area here. I'm just spending a little moment with him there, it was kind of special. I really enjoyed it, and I had the place all to myself again, so it was really cool. Okay, just going to jump back into Lightroom. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm just going to skip ahead to the famous Glenfinnan Viaduct, or also known as the Harry Potter Bridge. So yes, I did shoot the classic perspective of this bridge. This time of year, there's no train, so no steam train coming along. Yes, I did Google it because I would have shot it with the steam train in the shot if it did. But yeah, I wasn't really too excited about that perspective. I got lucky with the clouds. I really liked the drama, the brightness and the darkness, and how suddenly we had this light on the bridge. And it was just maybe 10 seconds. And yeah, that light source on the bridge really makes it stand out. And I love how the mysterious darkness, these mysterious dark spots in this photo really look cool to me. So yeah, what I ended up doing was hiking all the way down and then across to somewhere about up here where my mouse is right now, and shot it back because the sunset was looking promising, and that's what you get when you shoot into the sun, which I prefer much more. If you get a good sunset and get a few clouds in there to diffuse the light, you can really make the sun look so nice and really separate all those layers. Yeah, it was probably one of those good moments. I had so many hours of sitting there and just enjoying the view as much as I shot it. I think I shot like 300 photos of that perspective, but it was just amazing. Okay, I'm just going to check back into the chat and see what's happening. Transition. All right, here we are. When am I coming to Belgium? Ooh, not so long from now. So I'm going to Morocco at the end of this week. Going to be there for a week for a workshop, and then I'm going to go to the Faroe Islands for 2 weeks, and then I'll probably be heading back to Belgium. So yeah, maybe we can do something. Hello from Leuven. Yeah. What else do we have? So how close did I get to the deer? I ended up getting about 10 meters. It's like 30 feet about. Yeah, so no, closer. It was much closer. It was 5 meters. Yeah, it's so close. Yeah, it was almost scary close, but yeah, it's not. They're not really scary. They were so calm and quiet, and it's just a good moment. So, gonna jump back into Lightroom. Cool. So yeah, like someone just said, the light was just absolutely amazing for that shot. I enjoyed it, and someone was burning back some of the heather in the back, so we got that smoke in there as well. So you add some nice soft clouds, a good winter sunset, and some smoke into the shot, and it just all added up perfectly and nicely. Okay, now we're skipping ahead into one of the next Terra episodes. That was my rental car and my home for 3 of the 6 or 7 nights I was there. So I didn't spend every night in it. It was just not that comfortable. I really can't recommend it. Yeah, let's jump to this place, which is Plotter Falls. Upcoming episode will have this place in it. And I got so excited. I could either go to the Isle of Skye or go shoot this place. And I ended up going to Plotter Falls because Isle of Skye, there was so much wind. I had spent a couple of rough nights, and I just decided I wanted to get out of the winds, and it was really, really cold. So I saw all this frozen water, and I thought maybe this waterfall is completely frozen. Turned out to be not quite frozen, but absolutely amazing, right? So yeah, it was very, very exciting to get to this place and get to shoot it. A little side note, it took me about 2 hours from seeing this waterfall, standing at the top of it, to getting to this place where I actually shot the photo. So I really spent a lot of time exploring, and most of the time I spent scrambling through the bushes to get across the frozen, well, partially frozen river to get to this spot. And then the next day I went off to Isle of Skye and shot the classic Old Manor Store, and was all by myself again. Super amazing. That's in the episode for the week after. So on Wednesday, we have this place plus another place which we'll come to later, and the week after we'll have the Old Manor Store, which I'm super excited about. That's probably one of my favorite episodes so far. It's got all the good things, you'll see. There it is, the Old Manor Store. It was really cool to have this place all to myself. There was not another soul inside. It was just absolutely amazing. And the sunrise was a bit of a hit and miss. It came through partially, and then the clouds pulled in and it got a bit blocked, and we got some nice soft colors, but no like direct hot sunlight. Although you can see it a bit in the distance, it started like blending in and popping through and really shining in the landscape. So I'll like move ahead, and then later on it became really sunny. So while the rest of the UK was completely covered in snow and chaos, I was sitting and enjoying sunrise at the Old Manor Store. And this is probably an unusual perspective of it. So I walked all the way around. I tried loads of things. I wanted to get the sun in the shot, and I just tried too many things. And eventually I just continued further around, and I really liked how the clouds were like throwing these shadows, and we got highlights and shadows in super cool combinations. So you can see here, and then you get the snow in the foreground. So it had like a really cool effect, but definitely wait for the episode in 2 weeks. And then I moved on. So before we talk about this shot, which is quite kind of special and amazing, I'm just going to jump back into the chat and see what we have. If anyone's been talking. Oh, I think the chat's kind of crashing, so I'll just keep on talking about the photos, and unfortunately won't be talking too much to you guys. That's a shame. Just let me check on YouTube. Although YouTube's saying it's pretty good, so we'll see how we go. Hey, Bernie. Oh, okay, finally it's working. All right, I'm going to jump back into Lightroom. Lightroom, transition, Lightroom. Okay, yeah, how amazing is that scene? So it's a waterfall. I can't actually remember. It's near Kilt Rock and just past the Old Manor Store a little bit further. And because it had been so crazy cold, and the wind, obviously there's always wind on the Isle of Skye, it had been blowing up and it had completely frozen everything on the top. So all the spray had like landed on the grass, on the fence and everything, and it just frozen the whole thing. The parking lot was one sheet of ice. Everyone was just very careful and very slow, and people were falling on their face. It was quite funny, and yeah, crazy. I've never seen ice like that. It was yeah, super cool. Unfortunately, I didn't really build it into the episode. So this is the only place this shot exists, really, not really in an episode, because yeah, it was just a parking lot, and I didn't feel like making a whole episode about shooting a shot that took me 2 seconds out from the car to shooting the photo. So, and then I drove all the way across to Neast Point, which is the west end of Isle of Skye, and Neast Point Lighthouse, which is right there. This is a middle of the day shot, so doesn't, you know, you don't have to be shooting at golden light. You can also get amazing light when you're shooting in the middle of the day. You just need some dramatic clouds, and you need to be in Scotland, basically. But yeah, that worked out amazing. And yeah, I didn't spend quite as much time there as I wanted to, but I should have returned, and yeah, it just didn't work out, and I just wanted to move on. And to, what is this? This is the fairy pools, and I shot a high resolution, ultra high resolution shot here. We're going to zoom in like crazy. Boom. So that's part of tomorrow's episode. There's a high resolution mode that you can do with Olympus cameras, with the EM1 Mark II, EM5 Mark II, and the Pen F, I think it is. And it's an 80 megapixel shot with a 20 megapixel sensor, which is crazy. But I wrote a really long blog article, and I tried to explain it in the video as well. And yeah, if you're into camera technology and all that stuff, I think you'll enjoy this. So stay tuned. Wednesday the 21st, it'll be available. And this is the Ultra Panorama, which is for the next week's episode. So we'll be talking about, yeah, shooting this ultra wide panorama, and I did this massive hike. This is also the Isle of Skye. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the mountains or the lake, but I'll just go back. That river down there is apparently the shortest river in the world. Yeah, or one of the shortest, or the shortest, 400 meters long, but it's an official river, so it's quite special. And white sand beaches as well. But it's just this amazing view. Just didn't get very lucky with the weather, but I did my little person in landscape shot just to add a little bit of interest, but you can see the shot is super flat and not that exciting. I can imagine this place being mind-blowingly awesome on a good day. So a good reason to return to the Isle of Skye. And I played around a bit with foreground elements and just changing the way I would put the shot together, and yeah, self-timed it. But you'll see more in that in the next week's episode. Another wide panorama. And then I met up with Simon Baxter, which is going to be the episode in the week after that, which I'm currently editing. I did a really long interview with him. It was a really good chat. He is one of the UK's top photographers for woodland, so forests and trees. So yeah, cool. I think we're going to end it here. There's a few more shots I wanted to show, but you're going to have to wait until the next few episodes. We can see them here. We shot some ice, a frozen lake. And the next day we shot some amazing trees, and that's really his territory, so it's super exciting. Okay, I'm just going to switch back to, bam, here we are, back to the chat and my face, big face. I'm just going to see if I can answer some of your questions. It seems to be working again, which is amazing. So I'm going to not coming to Asia anytime soon. Sorry, I'll be coming to Australia at the end of the year. Dates are not set yet, but I guess that does not count as Asia at the moment. Yes, the fairy pools. Yeah, very impressive in winter. I have never been in summer, and I was going to shoot a sunset, but you'll see in Wednesday's episode that total fail. I couldn't have gone worse. It was super bad light. So Wednesday's episode is really about shooting in the worst light possible. But we're shooting a high resolution shot instead, and that really adds a lot more color information than any other mode and any other camera you can imagine. So it's an interesting result. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Pleasure. Love sharing my work with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to call it a day here. And yeah, if you want early access to my episodes, if you want to get extra, if you want to get Lightroom presets with every single episode that I release, then check out my Patreon page, which it's probably linked down below. If you support me with as little as $1 per episode, then you get early access. And if you support with up to $5 per episode, then you get a preset with every episode. And that's about 2 to 3 episodes per month. So yeah, you can limit how much you can, stop your contribution anytime. It's totally up to you. Anyway, it helps me do these little trips like going to Scotland and producing more episodes for you guys. And yeah, I've just loved doing it. Scotland was a really good, fun trip, and it was one of the few trips I've done alone this year, I think. Well, this year and last year. Usually there's 2 of us, but yeah, it was good fun. It was a lot more work if you don't have a tripod with legs, but you have to actually put up the tripod and run out and get and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, I'm waffling along. Cool. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next stream, which I'm not quite sure when it will be, but I'm really enjoying this, so hopefully we can do this more often. And if you have any questions or suggestions or stuff like that, I might upload this video to my channel later on. Maybe I'll keep it unlisted. We'll see. Yeah, leave it down below in the chat or comments later on, and check out the website, the blog post, subscribe, and yeah, check out the Patreon page too. I really appreciate everyone's support there, even if it's just $1. It helps me do my thing. And yeah, thanks, and see you next time. Okay, how do I turn this off? Here we go. There we go. There. Stop streaming. See you later.